Namaskar, Vanakkam, and pleasant morning to each and every one of you. I'm extremely delighted to be a part of this very, very important assembly because this is a forum in which we are going to think about, talk about, plan, and maybe in the coming days we will be taking stock of whatever we are talking today or really taking a shape or not in the coming times. And I think Theta as well as VIT, you both will take the responsibility in the coming times. Now coming to today's very important thing, Professor Anilji, you have left no stone unturned. You have talked everything and you made it very clear that even United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, more than that, we ourselves, we know many things. And if at all some rusting happens, then also we can just rust it out and we can make it to get a polished and a redefined meaning. But after you said so much and after you said the whole thing, why Kalaiselvi is here? Kalaiselvi is having a very different kind of an attitude because I'm a researcher. Though everything is said, though everything is available, though everything is known, though everything is made clear, the intention of a researcher is to search, research, re-research and find, is there anything more? Let me try as a true researcher. Friends, today here we are going to talk about Viksit Bharat. I'm here with few questions and few pointers. Why Viksit Bharat? And who said Viksit Bharat? And how are we going to set the targets? And how are we going to make it to happen? As all of us know, the Honorable Prime Minister of the country, the national leadership, said very clearly, Viksit Bharat 2047. All of us are thinking that it is only the Honorable Prime Minister's visionary statement. My friends, it is not that alone, or it is not that only. The 20th century, if you just take the 20th century, the United States of America, they had a humble beginning. But towards the end of the 20th century, they became the unshakable power of the entire globe, and therefore the whole world and the globe believes that the 20th century was the century of the United States of America. But if you just consider the 21st century, it is the century of India, for India, and by India. We should realize, whether we realize it or not, whether we believe it or not, whether we take it into consideration or not, the entire globe believes, the entire globe already started whispering. The entire globe already started making statements. The entire globe is pointing their fingers towards India and say, hey guys, this is the century of India. And this 21st century, we started this 21st century with a humble beginning, but we now started rocking. And we'll keep on rocking, and definitely 21st century is going to be the century of India, and India will become Viksit Bharat. So this is not a statement, this is not a dreamline, this is not a visionary statement, this is not told by only one person. The entire globe is believing, and therefore, the national leadership understood, because the national leadership has the power of understanding the pulses of the globe. With a great understanding of the entire pulse of the globe, now the national leadership finally is making all of us to understand, my family, please understand that the globe believes that we are going to do and we will be able to do, and we are all only going to do it in the coming times. And therefore, finally he said, he took the responsibility in his name, in the name of India, and finally he made the statement, Viksit Bharat 2047. Now you tell me whether it is possible or not. It is possible. Possible by all means. Now, the moment all of us agree here, I agree with the Pro-Chancellor, I think now I understand the secret of VIT's success. Initially, I was thinking it was Dr. Vishwanathan ji, then I thought that it is Selvam ji also. Now I understand, yes, even the Pro-Chancellor is also having the kind of a vibration, and therefore this kind of a vibrating events are happening here. And it is very, very clear now, this Viksit Bharat will definitely happen, and therefore, what is the target? You can ask me, Viksit Bharat, we have already decided, and this is where the Pro-Chancellor told that, coming together, planning together, and working together. We have all now come together. This is a beginning. Now we are all going to think together. It is planning. From today onwards, we'll start working together. That will take us towards Viksit Bharat. Therefore, what is the goal? The moment we understand that, yes, this is our goal, target, now I'll give you the number. This is not a big number. This is not a imaginary number. Again, I'm giving you the real-time data. Once India was in the 5th position, I'm just talking about the largest economy. It was a $3 trillion economy. We were in the 5th position. And today is in the 4th position. India is in the 4th position because our economy is $4 trillion economy. So we moved from $3 trillion economy to $4 trillion economy. So from the 5th place, now we have reached the 4th place. Now what is the next target? From the $4 trillion economy, now we have to move towards the $5 trillion economy. The moment we move from the $4 to $5 trillion economy, we'll be pushing Germany down. Already we have pushed Japan down. Now we have to now push Germany down, and our economy will become the $5 trillion economy, meaning is we'll be the 3rd in the series. So when are we going to become the $5 trillion economy? Our national leaders, visionary leaders, all of us, they are giving us the confidence that within another 2 years, 3 years, or in the worst case, by 2030, we will become the 3rd largest economy, meaning is India's GDP is going to be a $5 trillion economy. You can say, yes, it is believable. Up to this, it is believable. Now from the 3rd rank, if you want to move towards the 2nd rank, what is the target? From $5 trillion economy, you have to touch $19 trillion economy. $5 to $19 trillion economy. Then we want to move from the 2nd place to the 1st place, the so-called Viksit Bharat, the global leader, the world's leader. If at all we want to, I won't say if at all, we should. So to touch upon the rank 1, now the target is $30 trillion economy. So moving from 3 to 4 was possible. 4 to 5 is going to be possible in the near future, in another 2 years or 3 years or max 5 years. Then from this particular number, from 5 to 19, how many years we are going to take? You may plan today. From 19 to 30, how many more years we are going to take? We have to plan today. So this is not a simple assembly. This particular forum, all the higher education leaders are here, all the teaching community are there, the research, innovation, and all the very important policy makers are here. If we are not able to make this kind of a planning today, then who will make the plan and who is going to really monitor it? Therefore, let us make plans in such a way, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 19, and 19 to 30, and what is the timeline? What is a milestone? That may be planned and discussed today. This is my very, very humble submission to this very august forum. Now you can say, Kalaiselvi, it's so easy for you because Anilji already told her name is Kalaiselvi and she must be knowing 64 arts. Gee, you may be knowing 5, 6 languages. I know only 2 languages, 2.5 languages only. And 64 arts, I don't know. Let me try. Will I be able to prove at least I have one art of at least making people to believe? Let me try. Now coming to this particular planning, you can say, you may talk so many things on the stage, Kalaiselvi. It is so easy to say that do this, do this, do this. How are you going to do this? I will now again tell you, it's very simple. I'm just going to tell you in 9 different directions, if at all we just focus our attention, definitely India will become Viksit Bharat in 2047. But even before that, why these 9 divisions, I will tell you after half a minute, but I will tell you this Viksit Bharat, if at all, this is going to be a reality in 2047, who are all should be the major stakeholders, or who should be given the responsibility and priority. I would first to say, number 1 is the academia. This is where Professor Kamakoti clearly told, yes, this country should become the product-based country, and this country should become a patent-based country. And he already talked about the importance of education. So one is academia. Second one is National Research Lab. I'm representing National Research Labs. And the third one is industry. So if at all the responsibility is given to these three main components and stakeholders, academia should own some amount of responsibility, researchers should own some amount of responsibility, and industries should also own some amount of responsibility. Then in such case, the national leaders as well as the policy makers and the well-wishers, they all will be in a position to integrate all our responsibilities together, and India will become Viksit Bharat by 2047. So in this case, what are the 9 areas that you can really start thinking about? And one, I would say, we will start from agri, like the way it was very nicely touched upon Anil Sakrabujedi. So first one is agriculture. India, we are basically the agri-based country. And we always say agriculture is the backbone of this country. And we are talking about now smart agriculture, precision agriculture, and to what extent we can make water efficient agriculture. Can we make solar photovoltaics? So if at all we just think about agri in a totally different fashion, we may be able to touch upon 2047. So earlier India was giving a different kind of a picture for farmer. A farmer will be having a dhoti, he will be a half-dressed man. He may not be even wearing a shirt, and he will be having a simple towel, and he will be having some kind of manual equipments which he will be always, all the time he will be just keeping it over the shoulder, and he will be carrying all these things. But today, the 21st century farmer is totally different. If you don't believe me, I can share with you some videos also. 21st century farmers, can you believe that a person with a tie, coat, suit, and he is coming up with all possible e-gadgets, and he is a tech-savvy person, still he is a farmer. Because again, thanks to, maybe I would say, the IT, many times IT is giving some kind of a pressure so that some amount of people, some portion of the people, and they just decide that, okay, IT is enough, let me just go back to some kind of my own origin, and they go back to the scientific way of doing agri and farming. And therefore, this precision agriculture, smart agriculture, and thanks to very many departments, it is not only ICAR, but also MOES. So they are giving you a number of apps. They are giving you number of, I would say, ideas and plans. And they teach the farmers when rain will come and how you should plant, what is the NPK content of your soil, what is the kind of a fertilizer, and if at all you use a fertilizer, what is the time at which you should give. All kinds of mentorship and guidance is given from every possible ministry, and agriculture is now becoming a smart agriculture, and it is becoming a precision agriculture, again thanks to drones. Now drones have taken a major responsibility, whether it is pesticide spraying, or whether it is the monitoring of the health of the plant. So all these important factors are taken care of by the drones. And therefore, this smart agriculture and precision agriculture, by blending it with the conventional agriculture and organic farming, I think this country can definitely give a great amount of contribution towards Viksit Bharat. Second comes nutrition. Again, Anilji has touched upon that particular point. So nutrition, actually in this country, for nutrition and food alone, once upon a time we believed that food should be taken as medicine. But nowadays, many citizens in this country, they take medicine as food. Yes, it is getting changed. It is getting changed. And therefore, nutrition should be given enough importance. And to just ensure nutrition, again, number of research organizations are there. And there are two things. One is pharma, the other one is nutraceutical. So which one is the shortcut? Many a times we think that nutraceutical is the shortcut, but nutrition is available very much in its organic form, and therefore these nutrition related points to be taken care of. From which age? From the school. So from Anganwadis, from Baluvatikas, From KVs, this nutrition should be really given importance, and very many laboratories and very many ministries, they have now started adopting schools. And they started thinking how best the anemia that is present in Anganwadis could be really getting addressed, by means of which we are coming up with a kind of a specially recommended kit. And the students are given this kind of anemia alleviating food kit. And after 6 months, one more time, the same set of children from the same Anganwadi, when they got examined, definitely they showed a lot of importance. You may ask me, where did it happen? It happened in Karnataka. Do you ask me whether it is happening only in Karnataka? No, it was first tested in Karnataka. Now it is because good things are contagious. And now it is spreading to other states also. And therefore, this kind of anemia alleviating food kit, Nutri-Kit, and it is a snack kit, and it is a food kit. This kit is now becoming popular in other Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, also in all these places. This kit is now becoming popular, means now we started paying our attention by taking care of the nutrition part of even our own children, because a sound mind can be made possible only in a sound body. And therefore, this kind of a health care is now taken care of, starting from these Anganwadis and Balvatikas. So the third one is biotech. I said agri, nutritech, and bio. So biotech is now very, very, very important. Now, if you just see, the government of India is now coming up with even Bio E3 policy. So I think this is one fantastic time, one great time, one revolutionary time, and one amazing time that the government understands. And the government also wants all the citizens to understand whatever is very much essential. Again, Anilji clearly told it is food, shelter, and clothing. He said roti, makan, kapda. Roti, kapda, makan. So roti, kapda, makan, once upon a time, these are the three important things. But now there is a fourth element. Even this roti, kapda, makan could be made possible only through RDI. What is this RDI? So this RDI is research, development, and innovation. Therefore, this is where again the government has introduced Bio E3, and for biotech is another important thing. Therefore, pointer one is A and B. If at all we take this kind of a clear direction, we may be able to definitely create some kind of an impact, by means of which we can come up with a lot of self-reliance, import substitution, and we can say it is one of the pointers that will lead to Viksit Bharat. And the second one I will tell you, because I touched upon drones, and therefore we have to think about aerospace related technologies. You can ask me whether aerospace is a fancy statement. Once upon a time we thought that traveling by air was a very great thing, and we thought that it is not affordable to everyone. But now, traveling by air is becoming very much affordable. Now here comes the challenge also. Now two-wheeler, three-wheeler, four-wheeler, we are all having all the traffics only on the road, and we thought that it is enough if we are able to manage the traffic jam on the road, we will be able to say that, yeah, we are done with. But now it is not so. We are not happy. Now we started using aerospace also for our complete logistics and communications, and also for commuting also. Once we had aeroplanes, then we had helicopters. Now we are talking about different kinds of different types of, I would say, whether it is drone or whether it is VTOL, because again VIT Chennai as well as CSIR, we are working on even VTOLs, Q-planes, HAPS, high altitude pseudo platforms. So they are all going to occupy the space at different layers. So like the way we are now having this kind of a vertical tower as our living place, even hereafter, this kind of a traffic is going to happen at different layers. So one is road, then also now we have bridges. Bridges also we have even roads as well as trains. Then we have different layers at which different types of commutations are going to happen. Therefore, who is going to take care of all these kinds of infrastructure, civil infrastructure? So all these academic institutions and researchers, it is our responsibility to find out how best we are going to ensure that the kind of civil infrastructure could be made possible. You can ask me, what is the provision available? Government has already talked about different schemes. So if you just take even Gati Shakti, for every activity government is having one mission, number of schemes. And even PLI scheme, so even on the road, just to make e-mobility, the government has already come up with the PLI scheme. How many of us are aware of it? How many of us tried our level best to make use of it? PLI, it is not one-time call. PLI came once, call for 2 times. Now again PLI is coming up with a different kind of an intention. But the one important concern I would tell you is, PLI now industries also started believing, and they started investing money in PLI, performance-linked incentives. But here comes the very important concern. Even if the industries, they want to use indigenous technology to that particular level of megawatt and gigawatt level of energy and capacity, we do not have that kind of an indigenous technology. Therefore, finally the industries are forced to take up some kind of a technology directly from elsewhere, and they just get it implemented in India. Therefore, we researchers, we should take it as a very important milestone target that hereafter we should come up with any kind of a technology, initially at the lab level or initially at the bench scale, then we should take it to the pilot scale, then we have to take it to the semi-commercial, then to the commercial, by means of which we can really bring it to a very useful technology, by means of which we may be able to penetrate and conquer the Indian market. Why Indian market? Here comes the interesting point. So why every country is having an eye on Indian market? Because our market is 1/3 of the globe's market. 144 million population. So we take the pride of becoming the 3rd largest market size also. We have the market size, we have the market potential, but where is the market value? So we researchers should now come up with a kind of a technology, indigenous technology, by means of which we should have the market value for the size and the potential with which India is abundantly blessed by nature. And therefore, we have to take these responsibilities, whether it is e-mobility or whether it is related to surface mobility or aerospace mobility, we have to think about now. I'm coming to the very, very important point, the 3rd point, which is waste to wealth. So even on the road, even on the earth, now the waste management is becoming a great, great, great challenge. And again, Anilji, you just gave a very important appealing request to Selvam ji. You said that next time when you come, you should see solar panels. I'm just trying to read the mind voice of Selvam ji for this reply. I think instead of solar panel, he will come up with a kind of a technology. When the students are walking and jogging, and I think during that kinetic motion, because of this mechanical energy, this VIT may come up with the technology that the kinetic energy will be converted into electrical energy, mechanical energy will be converted into electrical energy, and therefore by the time the student is walking and jogging and talking, every energy will be converted into electrical energy, and the entire path will be lit by the lights, not by solar power, but by the mechanical and the kinetic energy. I think, you will be able to do that. So if at all you start thinking, whenever we just give this kind of an appeal to the management or to the leadership, I think all of you only should take the leadership and you only to take the ownership and responsibility. So now I want to ask in the style of Kamakoti ji, so VIT family, will you do that? If at all you do that only, next time when Anil ji come, Selvam ji as well as your Pro-Chancellor may be in a better position to give him more and more confidence, and you will get what are the remaining accreditations available in the globe, that will also be given to VIT. Because already he has read a list of accreditations and the names and the fames and the accolades. I think 1 or 2 are only left out. Those things will also reach you. That should also reach you. I wish you all the very best. Now coming to the very important waste to wealth. So again, I'm not going to take any class, but the very important thing I'm telling you, once we thought that it is enough if you clean the Mother Earth, your job is done. It is not so. Because once in G20, our own Prime Minister only told, it is only one nation and one family, and we should have one dream because we have only one earth. But now we are telling one earth is not sufficient. We want to encroach even other planets also. It may be moon, it may be Mars, it may be X, it may be earth version 2 also, earth 2.0. So this is how now science is moving, and therefore whatever waste management, whatever management, whether it is food management, water management, energy management, strategic management, security management, when you talk about all these managements, so far we were planning only for only one Mother Earth. But time is up. There is not going to be only one Earth. We are going to have our life in Moon, in Mars, in other planets also. Therefore, we have to now start thinking in those directions also. Now only we have taken baby steps. Thanks to Subhanshu Shukla, thanks to the successful, I would say, venture, docking and de-docking of ISRO through this Axiom 4 mission, just because they just showed these bold steps, we started thinking, what is the space food kit? So far we are having only sports kit. Now we started thinking about what is the sports food kit and what are the first set of experiments that could be done. So based on these experiments, based on these results, now we will be able to arrive at a conclusion. What is the next phase of our life? Are we going to have our life only here or in other planets? Therefore, this managements, all the 5 managements should be planned for other planets also. That is very, very important. At the same time, I would say, we are talking about the legacy waste only on Earth, but now itself, at every possible layers of the space, debris started showing lot of challenges. So it's the space traffic, it is the debris waste management, everything should be planned from now itself. Otherwise, in space research, we may not maintain the success that we have already showed in the global arena. And when we are talking about only above the Earth, then here comes the MOES. They say that no, even below the Earth, when this space research is thinking 6,000 meters above the Earth, at the same time, MOES is planning to go 6,000 meters below water. So we are talking about Gaganyaan and other things with respect to space, and they are talking about Samudrayaan. So through Samudrayaan, again, now we are planning how best we can really have deep dive. It is not deep dive. 6,000 meters below water now we are planning. Therefore, what are the different things which are required for even below water? Even underwater management is also becoming very, very essential. So if at all you want to really do justice for Viksit Bharat, underwater management related, all the critical challenges are to be taken care of by only the research community. Now I am coming to the very important part, which is a metal value. Metal value, mineral value, and the minings of our country. In India, what is not there in our minds? Which metal is not there? Which material is not there? Just see the Mother Nature, Mother Earth has abundantly blessed India in a very special way. Initially, we thought that lithium was not there. Now, lithium is also available. We thought that rare earth elements are not available. No, it is not so. Just read the latest publications, latest articles also, proven results. India is having 7% of the global REE resources. REE is nothing but rare earth elements. 7% of the rare earths of the entire globe is available in India. But if you just check what is our rare earth based technologies in India, it is less than 1%. It is 0.67%. Where is the problem? What is not there? In India, whether do we not have enough education? Do we not have enough infrastructure for research and development? Do we not have enough funding support for research and development? You may say funding is in other countries and all, it is 1%, 6%, 8%, 9%, but for us it is only 0.7%. Friends, I can listen to that, but please don't make a lot more echoes. I will tell you one thing. It is Indian family. Though we are talking about Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam, Indian families, we have very definite culture. I'm so fond of giving this example. If my father is really bringing 100 rupees as his salary, my mother knows that she should spend only 99 rupees and she will make 1 rupee as a kind of a saving. And if my father is bringing 1,000 rupees, again my mother will really spend 990 rupees. My mother will definitely put 10 rupees as savings. This is Indian culture. This is Indian family culture. In the same way, now we are marching towards Viksit Bharat. Therefore, let us not make big noise by way of telling that other countries are giving those many percentage of money to R&D, whereas in India we are not giving. I am telling you, I am asking you a very open question. Whatever infrastructure in the country today which is available, have you ever taken into consideration the amount of investment that the government of India has made? So we are always so fond of putting or pointing our fingers against ARB. Let us not do that, please, because we are all educated people and we are all researchers and we should have some kind of a passion and we should shoulder the responsibility along with the leadership. We should shoulder all the responsibilities and commitments with our own, I would say, with our own passion. Without that, all the time we will be entering into only arguments. Therefore, what I'm telling is, and always we say very fondly, Indian industries are not forthcoming. It is not so again. Let us assume I am an industry. For every 1 rupee, I should touch my packet here. So if at all some kind of a 200% assurance is not given for a technology, will I be in a position to take 1 rupee from a packet and invest it? Similarly, nowadays, now the technology landscape is also giving us a totally different kind of a challenge. No technology is long living these days. Every technology, the maximum timeline is 5 years and in some cases 10 years. Therefore, technology landscape is dynamic and it is fast changing. Therefore, how we can really expect industries to put forth so much amount of millions and billions in Indian scenario? Therefore, let us just take all the concerns into one packet. Government is definitely giving the kind of support. Either we get it directly in the name of grant, or we get it in the form of infrastructure, or we get it in the form of a scheme, or we get it in the form of fund of funds. Again, big thanks to ANRF, Anusandhan National Research Foundation. So just last week, I do not know how many of you read that RDI, it is 1 lakh crore. 1 lakh crore fund is available under RDI. How many of us are aware? How many of us are aware that the money is available? How many of us are aware that what are the requirements of the money? How many of us are planning that how best I can plan and make myself eligible to get that 1 lakh crore money? So friends, if at all you start searching, because we are all researchers, even after Anilji has talked and Kalaiselvi is able to spend 20 minutes in trying to find out some reasons, this should be the aim of every researcher. Please find where are the options available. Therefore, when we just think about whether it is mines, India is full of mines. I'm really asking you, please go and see in Jharkhand state, at one place, all the time the coal is really, really burning and you can see the flames. The first day when I just saw that, I was not able to even sleep. So I spent a minimum of 2 to 3 sleepless nights because Indian coal is all the time just burning. It is not burning for one day. We are talking about forest fire, but you just go and see the coal fire. Coal fire, it is not happening for one day, 1 week, it is happening for years together. Why is it happening? Therefore, who will take care of all these important things? Mother Nature can give you only the minerals, only the minings, only the materials. Is it not our responsibility to manage it? We are talking about sustainable development. Why should we not take care of our wealth which are already given by Mother Nature? Why should we not make it that it is a sustainable resource? So can we just really think about some kind of an alternate method or a kind of a technology by means of which we can really take care of the resources which are already available? So coal is available plenty. Though we are talking about net zero by 2070, where we are going to say goodbye to carbon, we say that, I'm telling here it is a slogan, carbon cannot be a forgotten story. As long as steel plants are there, as long as the steel plants are not converted into green steel, I think we cannot have this kind of a zero emission which is going to be possible in 2070. Therefore, in such case, let us take care of all the important metals. So whether it is mines or metals again, light metal, transition metal, rare earth metal, everything is available in the country. Therefore, we should now find out only the indigenous extraction methodologies. If at all we do not come up with the indigenous extraction methodologies, again we will be taking the technology from others, and the next day when somebody says the technology is not available, again we will really have a standstill point. Therefore, please take care of the metal value, the mineral value and the material value. And finally, I want to tell you very, very important thing, which is energy as well as environment. Again, Anilji has nicely talked about the environment and the ecosystem. So this environment is essential because our ancestors, they have given a clear, clean, green environment to us. But we are not able to maintain it. So though the technology related solutions will come by 2070, is it not our responsibility to just make sure that the environment related challenges are taken care of by the research community? So my friends, I'm here to tell you, whatever small pointers we discussed so far, please make it as an action plan. And I'm just requesting Lakshmanji, this is 2025, you are having it in VIT. Anything that got started in VIT has never seen any kind of a downward flow. And therefore, you please make this as an annual event. And in that annual event, you make it as a monitoring meeting. And in those monitoring meetings, you please find out whether this kind of a progress is happening in the milestone way it is planned. Because already we have come together. We are here to plan together. Only thing required is we have to work together. So to work together, definitely, we have all our gurus. Though India is the Vishwa Guru, we have all the gurus of India here as legacy leaders. All the central university leaders are here. And Anil ji is here. He is hand-holding the complete academia and research and innovation related ecosystem along with him. And therefore, let us make use of all the available pointers and let us start working as one team. Because always number one is only really great, because we all believe that first rank holder is a great person, and therefore let us have a quick start, good start, and the start should become from this particular moment. And I cannot stop here without giving my thanks to two very important persons. One is Lakshmanji. So Lakshmanji is one such person with whom we can't say no. So he just made me to say yes. Thank you so very much, Lakshmanji. And second thing is, I can't say no to VIT for number of reasons. And again, I'm really congratulating and appreciating VIT, because you are taking a lot of responsibilities in the name of the nation, and also name of the nation across the globe. Please continue your service. We from other end, whichever way it is possible, we will definitely support you with this kind of a promise. Once again, thank you so very much for each and every one of you. I look forward to work with each and every one of you. Thank you. Namaskar. Good day to each and everyone.